What took me years to truly grasp, I'll now share with you in about half an hour. Life doesn't hold the door. The morning comes, the earth turns. And whether you're prepared or not, time pushes forward like a stream that never ceases. Each day you awaken is a signal. You're still in the game. But it's also a caution. If you don't rise and act, life will leave you trailing. Consider this. Friends who used to be close have moved on. Careers we counted on disappeared. Experiences we assumed would last forever now live only in memory. Life doesn't slow down because you're weary. It doesn't halt when your heart is hurting. And it certainly doesn't pause when you're lazy. This is why mornings carry such weight. Each sunrise gives you the power to define who you'll become today. Will you relive the errors of yesterday, or will you rise tougher and more resolved? The truth may sting, but it also sets you free. Nobody is watching out for you. People are too occupied with their own lives to carry yours as well. And that's not a cause for sorrow. It's a reason to rise with pride. Because if no rescue is on the way, then the power to shift your life is entirely your own. That's the gift of the morning. It reminds you that your story is still yours to write. Each morning, many are met by the voice of regret. Regret over wasted chances, shattered goals, missed moments. But regret is worthless unless it becomes fuel. Don't see your past as confinement. See it as education. Every wrong move has etched a lesson into your mind. Each stumble is a step toward wisdom. Morning gives you a daily opportunity to use those lessons to say, I won't repeat what broke me. I'll create something greater. But here's the caution. If you don't get up and chase your own vision, someone else will recruit you to chase theirs. That's the reality of this life. If you drift aimlessly, stay distracted, or wait for everything to feel just right, it never will. You'll spend your life building the empire of another while your own fades into dust. Every dawn offers a decision. Be the creator of your own path or a laborer in someone else's. And in this path, stillness is your strength. Work silently, guard your goals, celebrate in peace. People often sabotage, not always with harm in mind, but through their doubts, jealousy, or negativity. When you expose your dreams too early, you open them to the storm of others' opinions. The Stoics taught us to care little about public judgment, and that wisdom still applies. Build quietly, defend your energy. Let your achievements speak when the moment is right. One last thing. Not all advice is made equal. This world overflows with voices trying to shape your decisions. But if the one giving guidance doesn't embody the life you admire, why take their words seriously? Choose your mentors wisely. Filter the noise. Follow only those whose lives show the results you seek. These next truths form the backbone of the video you're about to hear. They're more than phrases. They're frameworks that can change how you face the morning, the struggle, and the road ahead. It took me pain, effort, and patience to learn them. My goal is to spare you that time, so let's walk through them side by side. By the end, you'll wake each morning with bold, unshakable focus. Repeat this with me. I will rise stronger every morning. Truth 1. Life doesn't wait. Time is not patient. It doesn't knock twice. It doesn't linger. One of the biggest myths we believe is that time is on our side. We tell ourselves tomorrow, next month, one day. But one day is a trap word. It usually means never. If you have a goal, a dream, a change you know is overdue, life won't wait until you're fearless or comfortable. It flows on, with or without your readiness. Each day you open your eyes, you enter a world already moving. Someone is already executing the idea you're still thinking about. Someone is already sweating through the work while you're scrolling your feed. Someone is crafting the reality you only imagine. Time does not wait for your pause. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't live as if you'll never die. Death is always near. While you breathe, be good." His point? Time is your rarest possession. You don't own tomorrow. You don't even control the next moment. You only hold this one, this breath, this morning. And your choices now matter more than anything else. Reflect on the chances you already lost to stalling, the projects you postponed, the weeks you promised yourself you'd start next Monday. Then months went by and nothing changed. That's what believing life will wait leads to, standing still while the world moves on. And worse than falling short is realizing you never made the attempt. Life never stops. Nature keeps turning. Seasons shift. Days come and go. Babies are born. People pass. And time keeps ticking. You either flow with it or get dragged behind it. Either way, it moves. What does that mean for your morning? It means the first hour of your day has the power to shape the rest. If you begin with purpose, you sync with the rhythm of life. If you start with distraction or laziness, you slip out of step. Mornings aren't just a block of time. They're the proving ground where you decide if you're a player in life or just a spectator. Ask yourself, if today was the last day you had to grow, would you throw it away? If today was the moment your future self is begging you not to waste, would you still roll over and hit snooze? Every high performer you admire shares one common trait. They understood time is priceless and they refused to waste it. They acted swiftly. They built relentlessly. They failed often and got back up. What separates them from the rest isn't brilliance, it's urgency. So what should you do? Make one promise. Never allow a morning to be meaningless. When you wake up, don't drift. Decide. Choose how you'll move, how you'll act, how you'll progress. Even a single small step matters. One workout, one paragraph, one intentional plan. Life honors those who respect its rhythm. The most empowering statement you can hold is this: I will not wait for life. I will rise with it. Live this way, and you'll never again worry about being left behind, because you'll be in constant motion. Here's your challenge. Tomorrow morning, resist the urge to grab your phone. Don't delay, don't distract. Sit up, take a breath, and say this aloud: life waits for no one. Today I rise. Now write it down in the comments. Burn it into your soul. I will not wait for life. I will rise with it. Truth 2. Prioritize yourself first. Let me offer a reality most ignore until it's too late. If something happens to you, the world keeps spinning. Tough to hear, but that's how it is. Your job will find a replacement. Your tasks will be passed along. And even those who adore you will eventually adjust to your absence. Life doesn't freeze when you fall. It marches ahead. That's why caring for yourself must come before all else. You can't give from an empty vessel. You can't chase your vision, support your loved ones, or live your purpose if your mind and body are crumbling. Still, many of us live like we're unbreakable, sacrificing sleep, ignoring warning signs, sidelining our inner peace. We confuse sacrifice with self-neglect. But draining yourself for others isn't noble. It's slow self-sabotage. The Stoics understood this well. Epictetus taught that you must defend your mind and body like a fortress. Because if the walls give way, everything inside is at risk. In the same way, if you fall apart, so do your dreams, your responsibilities, and the people who count on you. Your first mission each morning is to protect your well-being. Ask yourself, what good is all the wealth in the world if you're too unwell to enjoy it? What's the point of chasing a vision if your body collapses before you arrive? Real discipline isn't just about grinding harder. It's about making smart choices. And smart choices begin with self-respect. So, how does this look in daily life? It means treating your body like the vessel that carries your future. Nourish it with food that energizes, not poisons. Strengthen it through movement, not neglect. Restore it with deep rest, not endless digital noise. And tune your mind with stillness, not chaos. These may seem like minor habits, but together they build a foundation that can carry you through any storm. Think of your morning as the launch pad of your day. Begin in disarray, rushing, skipping meals, feeding stress, and you set a tone of disorganization. But if you start with calm, hydration, breath, intention, you step out ready. Many avoid self-care, believing it's indulgent. But let's flip that. It's actually selfish not to care for yourself. Why? Because when you crash, those who depend on you get hurt too. Your mission, your loved ones, your work, they all rely on you being steady. Caring for yourself isn't indulgence, it's your duty. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Meaning, protecting your mindset matters just as much as preserving your physical health. So ask yourself each morning, what are you feeding your thoughts? Are you starting your day with fear, comparison, and anxiety? Or are you filling your mind with intention and purpose? Picture this. Two people wake up at the same hour. One scrolls for validation, absorbing envy and noise. The other hydrates, breathes deeply, stretches, and sets a clear path for their day. Which one do you think is more prepared for life's battles? Which one stays balanced when chaos hits? That's the power of a morning grounded in care. It becomes armor before the day even begins. So here's your vow. Don't wait for a breakdown to start prioritizing your health. Don't wait for exhaustion, illness, or emotional collapse to remind you that you're human. Begin now. Build rituals that strengthen you daily before life forces your hand. Each dawn, ask yourself, what can I do today to reinforce my foundation? Then do it. Because the truth remains, life won't wait. But if you care for yourself properly, you'll be able to flow with it, not fight it. You'll move alongside time, not be overwhelmed by it. Say this with conviction and anchor it in your heart. I will take care of myself first because my dream depends on it. Drop that affirmation in the comments right now to lock it in. Truth 3. Don't dwell in regret. Transform and advance. Regret can become one of the heaviest weights you'll ever carry. It clings to you like chains, pulling at every step, whispering that you should have acted differently, that you squandered time, that you're already too far behind. But here's the reality. Regret is powerless unless you convert it into momentum. How many mornings have you awakened thinking about your missteps? Replaying the job you turned down, the relationship you damaged, the chances you didn't take. That's the trap. Regret convinces you the past still has power. But it's gone. You can't relive it. You can't rewrite it. All you can do now is extract its meaning. The Stoics were clear on this point. Epictetus reminded us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. That's exactly what regret is. Pain invented in your mind about something that no longer exists. The past is sealed. The only thing you can carry forward are the insights. Stop asking, why did this happen to me? And begin asking, what did this teach me? That single shift changes your entire relationship with the past. Every shortfall becomes education. Every heartbreak turns into wisdom. Every year you feel you lost can now serve as the fire that stops you from losing the next. But be careful. Regret doesn't only slow you down, it blinds you to what's in front of you. You get so wrapped up in what went wrong that you miss the opportunities standing right here, right now. Imagine trying to drive while staring only in the rearview mirror. You're guaranteed to crash. That's what living in regret does. It keeps you fixated on what's behind you while your future passes you by. So how do you break free? Step 1. Acknowledge that what's done is done. Forgive yourself. You're human. Nobody makes flawless choices. No one escapes failure. What defines you isn't perfection. It's your ability to rise above the mess. Step 2. Act now. The most powerful cure for regret is progress. If you regret neglecting your body, move it today. If you regret not starting that dream, take even the smallest step now. Regret loses power the moment you prove that the future still belongs to you. Step 3. Understand that you've changed. You're no longer the person who made those mistakes. Each sunrise makes you someone new. And the fact that you carry regret means you've grown. Don't punish your current self for the mistakes of your former self. Honor your growth by choosing better. Marcus Aurelius once said, "What blocks the path becomes the path." That means your regrets, your past errors, they're not obstacles, they're direction signs. Use them. Let them build you into someone wiser, stronger, more resilient. So tomorrow morning, when the voice of regret tries to pull you back, fight it with action. Say out loud, "Thank you for the lesson, but I'm moving forward." Hold on to this powerful affirmation and write it down. I am not my past. I learn. I grow. I move forward. Truth 4. Either construct your vision or fuel another's. Each time you rise in the morning, a decision stands before you. Will you build your vision or spend another day constructing someone else's? This is one of the most difficult truths to face, because most people spend their entire lives laboring for a dream that doesn't belong to them, while their own aspirations quietly fade in the background. Look around you. The office you work in, the apps you use, the brand of coffee in your hand. Those were once someone else's dreams. You experience them now because those individuals chose action over delay. They refused to let their mornings be wasted. They answered their calling while others slept through theirs. And here's the brutal truth. If you don't greet each day with a plan of your own, someone else will hand you theirs. If you don't chase your purpose, you'll spend your years chasing deadlines and fulfilling tasks for people who do. That doesn't mean working for others is always wrong. At times it's necessary. It teaches responsibility. It provides stability. But if you stop there, if you trade your passion entirely to live only in service of others, you abandon yourself. The Stoics believed every soul is bound to live in harmony with its nature. That means putting your talents, time, and effort into something that reflects who you really are. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A man's worth is measured by the value of his ambitions." So ask yourself, what are your ambitions? And are they truly yours, or just ones handed to you by the world? Pursuing your dream doesn't mean quitting your job overnight. It doesn't mean gambling your security irresponsibly. What it does mean is carving space each day to nourish what sets your soul alight. Write the novel before your shift. Launch that side hustle after work. Learn a new skill in the hours no one else sees. The pace isn't the point. Movement is. Every morning you postpone your vision, it gathers dust. Meanwhile, someone else's grows stronger. Treat the morning like sacred ground. Before the noise of life begins, before demands pull you in all directions, you have a moment. A sliver of time to invest in the life you say you want. Most waste this precious window, but creators use it. Dreamers build in it. Leaders act in it. That's why rituals matter. They put your dream first, before the world tries to push it aside. And let's be honest, building your own dream is hard. You'll battle doubt, fear, fatigue, and failure. But you know what's harder? Giving away 40 years to someone else's empire, then looking back, realizing you never even gave your own a chance. That's a regret too heavy to bear. So ask yourself daily, whose dream am I shaping today? And if the answer isn't yours, find a way, no matter how small, to invest in it. Even if it's 15 minutes, even if it's one sentence in a notebook, one prototype, one step forward, it counts. Because if you don't protect your dream, no one else will. Affirm this aloud and write it as a promise to yourself. I choose to build my dream one morning at a time. Truth 5. Keep your efforts quiet. Honor your wins in stillness. In an age that praises noise, silence becomes a hidden strength. Everywhere you look, people are broadcasting their goals, announcing their next steps, revealing their visions before they've even begun the work. But there's a hidden cost in that. When you speak too soon, you open the door to doubt, jealousy, and even sabotage. One of the most valuable lessons I've ever embraced is this: keep your journey private, protect your dreams, shield your process. When you nurture your ambitions quietly, they have space to root and grow. Imagine a seed planted in the soil. If you dig it up every day just to show others, it will never develop the roots it needs. But if you water it steadily, away from the spotlight, it grows into something no storm can shake. Here's the truth. Some people don't want to see you rise. Even those close to you might quietly envy your progress. Not always with cruel intent, but because your growth reminds them of their own inaction. If you constantly reveal your plans, you give them the chance to inject their fears into your path. They'll say, "That seems risky," or "Are you sure that's realistic?" And those seeds of hesitation, once planted, can grow into self-doubt that kills your momentum. The Stoics warned us not to live for the approval of others. Epictetus taught that the more you need outside validation, the less free you become. Silence liberates you. It lets you focus on real growth, not praise. It lets you build without pressure or distraction. Some of the most accomplished people in history didn't declare their dreams every morning. They built brick by brick until their results became undeniable. Genuine achievement doesn't need fanfare. It reveals itself in what it creates, and the same goes for celebrating. When you flash your wins too loudly, you attract envy, competition, and sometimes false friends. Worse, you might trick your brain into thinking the work is finished simply because you got a few compliments. But if you honor your wins in silence, you stay focused, you remain grounded, you keep building. This doesn't mean you should never share your success. It means you should be intentional about what, when, and why you share. Reveal your path only when it's solid. Speak of your results only when they can't be shaken. Until then, guard your dream like it's sacred. So how do you live this truth? Start here. The next time you feel the urge to tell everyone your next move, pause. Ask yourself, will sharing this support my growth or feed my ego? If the answer is ego, stay quiet. Let your work do the talking later. And when you rise tomorrow and sit with your thoughts, remind yourself, my silence is protection. My action is my voice. My outcome will speak for me when it's time. Now affirm it with strength and drop it in the comments to own it. I will protect my dreams in silence and let my results make the noise. Truth 6. Tune out the wrong voices. Follow only the right ones. The world never stops talking. Opinions are everywhere. Family, friends, colleagues, strangers online. Each one eager to tell you what to do, how to live, where to go. But here's the insight that changed everything for me. If the person giving you advice isn't living a life you'd trade for, why would you follow their map? Too often, we give power to voices that haven't earned it. You open up about your dreams and a friend mocks it. You share a new idea with a coworker and they shoot it down. You tell your family your vision and they load you with fear they've carried for years. Without even noticing, you start adjusting your goals to fit their limitations, not your potential. The Stoics warned us about this exact trap. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The opinion of thousands means nothing if none of them understand the subject." His point? Just because someone speaks often or with passion doesn't mean their words hold wisdom. Loud doesn't equal right. Ask yourself this: would you take financial guidance from someone drowning in debt? Would you trust health tips from someone who neglects their body? Would you let someone in a toxic relationship coach you on love? Then why do we let these kinds of people shape our direction? You must learn to protect your mental environment. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts. If you want to grow, surround yourself with people who walk the path you aspire to. If you're chasing discipline, follow those who embody it. If you want to build success, study those who've built something real. If peace is your goal, learn from those who live it, not just preach it. Tuning out the wrong voices is just as vital as tuning into the right ones. Sometimes this means creating distance. Sometimes it means building boundaries. And sometimes, yes, it means walking away. That doesn't mean cutting off love. It means refusing to let others direct your course. And above all, make sure your own voice is the clearest. Every morning, ask yourself, what do I want? Not what they want for me. Then listen deeply. Trust that inner wisdom, because at the end of the day, it's your life. You're the one who will live with the outcome of your choices, not them. So when tomorrow comes and the world starts shouting again, remember, most of that noise is just that, noise. It doesn't deserve space in your heart. Repeat this with certainty and write it down to anchor it. I will only listen to the voices that lead me to the life I want. Truth 7. Excuses don't deliver, consistency does. If there's one lesson mornings have taught me, it's this: life has no interest in your excuses. It only responds to your effort. You can explain why you didn't wake up early, why you skipped the workout, why you avoided taking that next step toward your dream. But explanations don't create outcomes. Only consistency does. Think about it. One workout won't sculpt your body, but showing up daily will. Writing a single page won't make a book, but a page every morning will get you there. Saving a few coins once won't build wealth, but saving something every day builds a foundation. Success is never about one grand act. It's about small, disciplined actions, repeated until they change your reality. The Stoics believed in steady discipline. Seneca once said, "It's not that life is short, but that we waste much of it. Every morning you throw away accumulates. Every excuse piles up. But so do the tiny acts of discipline. Those add up too, quietly, steadily, until one day they build a new you." Consistency is powerful because it compounds when no one's watching. You may not see immediate change, and that's where most give up. They want quick wins, instant results. But mornings aren't for magic, they're for planting seeds. Water them daily, and in time the growth appears. Excuses, on the other hand, erode you silently. They seem harmless. "I'll try tomorrow. I'm too tired today." But one excuse becomes two, and two become 20. Before you realize it, years have vanished. Excuses kill more potential than failure ever will. So what's the answer? Create non-negotiables in your mornings. Small actions that happen no matter what. Maybe 5 minutes of reflection, maybe 10 push-ups, maybe reading one meaningful page. It doesn't matter what the task is. What matters is that you do it every day. That's how you train your mind to default to action, not avoidance. Picture life as a balance sheet. Every morning you're either making deposits in discipline or racking up debt through delay. Discipline moves you forward. Debt weighs you down. Which one are you adding to when you wake up? Here's the secret. Consistency builds confidence. Every time you follow through on a promise to yourself, you strengthen trust in your own word. And when you trust yourself deeply, you become unshakable. So tomorrow, when that familiar voice in your head offers a reason to wait, respond with movement. Even if it's small, even if it's messy, choose action, choose momentum, choose to keep going. Speak this truth aloud and write it down so it stays with you. I choose consistency over excuses. Every morning I move forward. You've just walked through principles that took me years of effort, setbacks and reflection to understand. Life won't pause for anyone. If you don't protect your health and energy, the world won't wait. Regret drains you unless you transform it into movement. If you don't pursue your own vision, someone else will gladly assign you to theirs. Guard your dreams with silence. Be selective with the voices you let in. And above all, be consistent. Because it's not motivation that builds your life, it's your daily choices. It's your habits. It's what you do each morning, especially when no one's watching. Every sunrise gives you the power to decide again, to drift or to commit, to hesitate or to act, to remain where you've always been, or rise as someone new. The Stoics reminded us, time is the only currency we can never recover. Once this day is gone, it's gone for good. That's why mornings hold so much weight. That's why urgency is essential. I can't choose for you. I can't take the steps for you. But I can remind you, nothing is fixed. You're not powerless. You're not trapped. Every single morning is a clean slate. You don't need to carry regret. You don't need to obey fear. You don't need to live out someone else's script. You can decide, starting right now. So tomorrow, when you wake, don't wait to feel inspired. Don't wait for perfect timing. Don't wait for life to go easy on you. Just rise, move, begin. And as you do, hold this in your chest like fire. I rise stronger every morning, and I will not waste the time life has given me. Write it in the comments, say it aloud, repeat it daily, because life doesn't wait, and neither should you.